Yo, 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 welcome to the show. Welcome to the Social Sunshine Podcast, episode 211. I'm your hostess, Brittany Crossan. Thanks so much for being here. I have one question for you today and one question only, and that is, are you ready? But are you ready? You say you want these big social media numbers, but are you ready for them? What you gonna do with all those fucking people once you got them? Once their eyeballs are all on you, do you know what to do? Right? This is something that's not talked about enough. It's always talked about how to get lots of views. There's all these quote unquote experts on social media that they figure out how to get lots of views for themselves because they're great creators and they can get people's attention and maybe they're performers or, like they have these abilities to get the eyeballs. And so then they go and say, I'm going to teach you how to do this too. But then what else? Nothing just magical happens just suddenly in the snap of a finger when you start to get more attention on social media. It feels good. It's fun. There's an adrenaline high. I've been there many times. But if you really want to optimize on that and do something about it and be a little strategic, then we need to have this conversation we're about to have right now. Now, if you are not participating as a creator on social media, in any sort of a strategic way, and you're just kind of la-di-da, I don't know, whatever, this episode's not for you. This episode is for the individual or the company that is strategic. You do want social media to be a big part of your business and your brand, and you're really trying to build, and you're really trying to create great stuff, and make this whole social media thing a really important part of your overall marketing strategy for your business and your brand. So here's how you can prepare. Okay, we could talk about this for hours, but we have just a few minutes. So I'm going to hurry up and get to the most important parts of this. To be prepared for when all the views and all the attention come, because they're going to come if you're doing a great job and you keep showing up. How to be prepared for that is really all behind the scenes kind of stuff. It's not the flashy, cute stuff. It's not the I look perfect on camera today thing. It's not really all of that. It's behind the scenes. So let me give you a couple of examples of how you can approach this. One is if you maybe don't have a real profitable business yet, and you're building, you're starting, you're really trying to get attention on social media. Maybe you're just you're just building an audience because you're working on finishing your book, which is going to come out in 6 months. So then you're going to want to have people to sell it to, this kind of thing. You're not already maybe operating and bringing in a bunch of revenue. You still need to have strategy behind whenever the big things happen on social media. So you want to have behind the scenes, an email list that you're building. That would be incredible, and a way for people to sign up easily with a little link on your social media account, right? Make it very easy. Don't make it complicated. People won't do it. You got to get their attention in 0.2 seconds, and you got to make it very easy for them to kind of take those next steps with you. So you can be building an email list, and you don't have to make this whole email thing, by the way, this whole other, heavy task. If at first you just send a monthly newsletter, literally once a month, fine, but do it. Do what you say you're going to do. All right. So let's continue on with this example of I'm releasing my book in 6 months, and that's why I'm building an audience. You're building the email list, right? And you're also building relationships and connections. So for you, it's not necessarily transactional yet, right? You're not leading someone to your website to buy your green widget that's for sale. You are building still. You're still not quite selling the stuff. So you want to build the email list. You want to get set up doing that. You want to have automation in play so that when people join your email list, they automatically get emailed this cool, free digital download from you that's offering up some sort of value to them. And then you're going to send them the regular emails on a consistent basis, even if it's only one time a month, or it could be one time a week. You choose what works for you and what you can actually follow through with. But try to make it at least once a month. Let's not go less than that. Okay. And then also you're building connections. So when you do hit things with big numbers, you need to be responding to people. You have to reply to comments. You have to reply to messages. All right. It's funny. I've had conversations with people that I know and love that have different sizes of social media accounts. And we had this conversation actually in New Orleans in summer of 2023, whenever I had my event. And there were a couple creators there that have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and then everybody else doesn't, right? And they were both discussing about how like they get shout out Trevor and Lanier, how they can't always reply to all the comments. Well, it makes sense because there's so many of them. Their audience is so large now, and their videos and their content do so well that it would literally be like a part-time job for somebody to just sit there and reply to stuff, right? So it's understandable once you get to a certain level of a following that you might have to pick and choose what you're going to reply to. But until that, you need to be replying to every fucking person. I mean, unless they're being an asshole, but everything else, you need to be replying to that. That matters, building those relationships. They didn't leave a comment, telling you, oh, you look beautiful today in this picture, for you to fucking ignore their ass. They want you to reply, just like people want you to reply to your messages. This has to be a priority. And again, once you get to certain levels where you're growing, and if your brand gets to where it's humongous and you have to make adjustments, fine, worry about that then. But that's not the case right now. You need to be replying to people. So you're building those connections and you're building an email list. Those are my two biggest examples for somebody who's not quite actually ready for transactions where someone purchases something. Now, if you are ready for transactions where someone purchases something, then this is a whole other way to be prepared for the big numbers and what to do when they happen, right? Like I was saying, like replying to comments and messages. So when these big numbers happen for you, when you are a profitable business, well, you also should be replying to comments and messages. Like everybody needs to do that. Again, unless they're being an asshole, but otherwise you need to reply. And then you also need to have your stuff together behind the scenes. You could also be building an email list. It's extremely, extremely beneficial to have an email list. The conversion rate of readers to buyers on email lists is I forget the numbers, shit, I don't have them with me, but it's a good bit higher than it is even on social media. So email marketing is still a really, really great thing to be doing. So you want to be doing that, but you also want to have this path laid out for your potential clients to follow. They need to be able to follow the yellow brick road to be able to work with you. And you need to be ready to take people in. So that's going to mean different things for different people, but your business needs to have some sort of a process. What do they do? How does it work if someone wants to work with you? Don't tell me fucking DM me on Instagram. That's not good enough, right? We can't be 100% relying on these social media platforms for our entire sales process. That's not okay, right? Like what if Instagram has a shitty day and it's not working? Like we can't do that. So you have to have something else. So you can be shuffling people to your emails, and of course you're replying to comments and messages, but you also need to have a process of how they work with you. Do they go to your website and then there's a page with information, and then once they read that, they're like, okay, yeah, I want to talk more about this, and maybe they click on something to schedule a call with you, and then you have a call, and then after the call, do you maybe send them a customized proposal for whatever they're looking for you to do? And then after that, you have it on your schedule to follow up with them every 10 days. You see what I'm saying? Like there needs to be a specific process that you go through with people so that when you do get a lot of people's attention, you're able to actually optimize on that and let it help you build your business, increase your revenue, and all the wonderful things that come with it. It's just, like I said, so talked about to just get the numbers. And then we're not talking about what the fuck to do when we do get the numbers, right? And as far as on your social media content, what to do. I mean, yes, you need to have all this behind the scenes stuff in place so people can go and choose to work with you, join your email list and all the things. But also you have momentum when that happens. Like if you have a video that goes even just like what I would call semi-viral, right? Like say you've got 5,000 Instagram followers and you have a video that hits like 50,000 plus views. That's a shitload of fucking views, right? That's a lot. It's like 10 times the amount of followers that you have. That's exciting. That's wonderful. Celebrate it, but be ready. Be ready to post again. Don't just drop off the face of the earth after that happens and be like, neat. Okay, I'm going to sit here and do nothing and wait for all the magical shit to come my way, because that's not how it works. And it's it's frustrating because people don't always tell us that. So back, in, I guess, 2020, whenever I first started having videos that got really high views, I think even though I'm a smart gal and I have created on social media for a gazillion years before that, I still you still have this weird feeling after that happens and you have all the excitement of the big numbers and replying to all the comments and everybody thinks you're awesome or talented or whatever the hell they think. And then you're like, oh, what next? It's very interesting. And I think if we just talk about it more and help everyone realize that unfortunately, Hollywood doesn't call, like Ed McMahon, rest in peace, doesn't show up at your door with a big ass fucking check telling you won, Publishers Clearinghouse. Like these things don't happen when you reach the high numbers. You have to take control and figure out how to optimize that to fit whatever's going on in your brand and whatever your goals are. And whenever the time comes that the numbers go back down, keep on trucking along, because it's going to happen. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. I feel like after a certain level, I'm going to have to research these numbers. It would be interesting to find out if like after a certain level of following, like that things almost always get great views. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to look into that for all of you guys. And I'm going to talk to a variety of my friends out there that are creators that have different sized accounts and see what it felt like. Like for the ones that have, hundreds of thousands of followers, when was that time where you felt like you kind of got over a hump where almost all of your content just does well, and so maybe then you're kind of at this higher level all the time. But until then, it's a roller coaster ride. It's going to be up and down. But when it's up and it's exciting and it's fun. And I want you to be prepared and I want you to benefit from those moments so that you can have that momentum and build on it and keep going forward and have the successes from it. Because just imagine every single time that you have a piece of content that does really well, what if that helps you gain a client every single time? I mean, what if it helps you gain 6 new clients throughout the year and your clients spend thousands of dollars with you? Like this could really, really make a huge impact on what you're doing. And I want you to be able to have that success. So I hope you'll take this to heart. I hope you'll think about it and how you can be prepared behind the scenes. I hope if you have questions that you'll reach out. Please do. The show Social Sunshine is on all the major social media platforms. Me, Brittany Crossan, I'm on all the major social media platforms. I welcome your comments and your messages if you have questions about this episode or any other episode. We're here to help. That's the whole point of this show, is to help you out there in that social media jungle that we love so much. So please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll talk to you later.